buddy Adam Dory doing the announcing. Meltdown Firebird, my buddy Nico. They pretty much run together, test together. You guys saw the Volkswagen video. They're running with each other. Yeah, but just had the new wire hooked up, so we're doing a little bit of welding on the driver's side frame rail. Hopefully get that all welded in today. The new gas, you can tell the bottle's a little bit larger. Every time I go up there, it's the second time to get a refill. I started with a bottle probably this big, took it up there, they didn't have one that size, so it upgraded me to one about this size, and now I'm here. So yeah, you know anything about welding, these bottles aren't cheap, so a little free upgrade is nice, but we'll get some welding in. Like I said, hopefully the driver's side frame rail knocked out today, and later on might meet up with a buddy from work. They do jazz in the park out here. He brings out the grills, throw some stuff on there, so might take the bike out, meet up with them. But yeah, let me finish hooking this up, do some welding, and then I'll cut you guys back on if I do decide to start cutting out for the passenger side today. Alright, so I have to be a little bit more careful with the with welding. It's off of 120, so that's all I have in the garage, no 240. But I just can't run it as long as I would like. These welds aren't the prettiest, but they should do. Got it somewhat stitched in along the side. I'll go through and clean some of them up and re-weld. It's welded up under here, a little bit in there. This is all just overkill. And then some alongside the back. And welded up all this. So eventually I'll clean up all the excess up here. But yeah, just popped the fuse a couple times, or the breaker a couple times, so had to go reset that. And I just noticed this when I was doing longer welds, so short little welds, let it cool down, and we'll go from there. But this side, you can see all the jack stands are off of it, so we're good there. New cutoff wheel on the angle grinder. Still have some Rocky Mountain Race Week going on. So yeah, I think eventually the idea is to get this car out there one of these days. So I know if Bandamere officially releasing he bought the land and stuff, probably a year or two before they start running. So hopefully Rocky Mountain Race Week is back at Bandamere. The idea at first was to get the money out there, but if I took it out there, I'd have to change up some stuff to get to Pass Tech. But yeah, with this one, I think that's the idea. And told a few people, it wasn't another video, but I cut it out. So the plans for the power plant. So I want a 6.0. So I want the LS or LT, depending on which one I can find. Most likely, probably like a 4th gen LS 6.0. And I've been seeing a lot on the adapter kits for the Hellcat supercharger. So since this is going to be a Frankenstein build anyway, talking forward suspension, so Mustang 2 front suspension, Ford 9-inch rear end. Still not sure about the gear ratio yet. So Ford suspension. I'm going with the LS since the Chevy power plant. And then it is Chrysler Mopar. I call it a distant cousin, but it is Mopar, so that's why I'm thinking about throwing the Hellcat supercharger on it as well, just to have more of a Frankenstein build. I saw one on YouTube the other day as a 6.0 cammed with the supercharger on it, and it's right at 700 horses to the wheels, which is probably overkill for this thing, but that's the plan, is the 6.0 Hellcat supercharger, Mustang 2 front suspension, Ford 9-inch rear end. As far as the transmission, I'll probably do 4L80, unless I can find like a newer LT with the whole complete drivetrain. It's like a newer 6-speed or 8-speed. I think they're up to 10 speeds now. but I still want it somewhat as a budget, so that's why the 6.0 4L80 might come into play there. Some people said manual, which it'd be fun, but I don't think so. I want to, I don't know. It'd be tempting, but there's always an auto. I have to cut up the floor anyway to build a transmission tunnel, so have a lot of options. Whew, it's a little smoky in here. Let that air out a little bit. So yeah, there's that little bit of play in the door, but yeah, that's kind of the plans. I've told a few people, but yeah, so I've been looking for it. I've been looking for motors, which there are a couple inexpensive ones on Marketplace, but I think, is it time to just finally pull mine from the junkyard? Pull the 6.0 out of the junkyard, because it did help my buddy Nico. He's racing in race week. Helped him pull his first 6.0 for his Fox body. But both of mine, the 5.3 and the 4.8, I've gotten off of Marketplace for people who've already pulled theirs and changed their mind on their project. So I saved myself a little bit of labor, or a couple hours, from pulling it from a junkyard and find one on Marketplace, or do I find one on Marketplace and go from there? But yeah, soon. Soon. I was looking at the measurements, and it's gonna be tight. Of course, I'm gonna push the firewall back. All this is gonna be eliminated. All this is gonna be eliminated. But as far as width, we're good there. Once the firewall gets pushed back, we're good on length, and I believe height. Height might come into play. I might have to trim some of this up and figure something else out with the wipers. But it should fit under the stock hood. If not, I don't know. Might get crazy. Cut the hood up. Throw like the what they have it on the ZR1s, the clear hood or whatever, to see the supercharger. So who knows? Those are just ideas, but we are making some progress on the PT. So let me stop talking and that air out. Yeah, it's a little smoky under there. Yeah, at least we're getting some good penetration, so that's a good sign. I meant to remove all this before, but we'll see. As long as it doesn't catch fire. I might do it on the other side. I'll remove it, just to be a little safer, but I know well, that's not even on the little sound deadening. That's on the floor itself, so we're good there. One buddy at work, he did suggest like a copper plate on the other side will help with burning through, so it'll absorb some of the heat. So we'll see about that. One thing I did on this side that I did not do on the other side was hit this with the grinder to smooth up where I'll be welding. So that could have caused some of the ugly welds on the other side, but it's mostly my welding skills, or lack thereof. So what we'll do now, wait for the guest appearance from the neighbor. What we'll do now is start marking where we need to cut out for the passenger side, get that all cut out, and we'll go from there. Once that's cut out, welded in, I'll start building out the Mustang 2 front suspension. And the way I'm thinking about doing that is I'll get the cross member wherever it is in here. It's over there, so kind of go over how I'm gonna do it. Just bear with me. See if I can dig it out. that. I'll probably get this on a flat surface, weld in the frame rails, or just a section of it. Probably something just like that, since I already have 2 of these cut. Make sure all this is level, and I'll mock it up where the K member is once that's out, and I'll build off from these sections to tie into those frame rails, which I have a plate on it. So yeah, that's the plan. I should have went with the universal one, but I think I got one for a specific car, but we will make it work. Yeah, so I'll get that welded up so it's all level. Weld the brace on it for the coilovers, and then get the height and everything set, and then we'll do some crazy angles and everything in order to tie it back into the frame rails. So that's it for this one. That was kind of the goal, is to get the frame rail welded in, which it is. Eventually I might drill a hole in it and get one of those spray cans with the nozzle to coat the inside of it. Of course, once everything's done underneath, it'll all be undercoated or painted to make it look nice. But yeah, we are doing it. It's too late now. We are doing it. The LS Swap PT Cruiser is underway. Told you guys about the power plant idea, and it's going to be a little pricier than I thought, because I started looking at what's needed. I think with the LS, you have to run the LSA accessory drive, then the adapter plates for the supercharger are about like $700-800 just for that. And then the supercharger itself, I think you can get them around $1,000 if you find one on like eBay or Marketplace. You get them for $1,000. I think you're usually there about $1,500, $2,000. But if you look hard enough, you can find them. But yeah, with the supercharger, the LSA accessory drive, it'll probably be around $3,500 just for that, plus the motor. And then if I want to cam it, injectors and all that, so I gotta save some pennies. Yeah, and once everything's mocked up, I'll get some. If I get a rolling chassis, I'd be happy. And then all the motor stuff and everything, obviously that'll come a little bit later. It'll probably be a custom offset with the wheels, so still have to figure out the look I want to go for that, but that'll be down the line. But yeah, that's it for this one. Just wanted to get to the point of the frame rail welded in. The other side is going to be the same thing. I just don't need to show you guys that. But yeah, I'm going to start cutting out that and see how far I get today before I take off on the bike to go enjoy this weather, because it's nice. It's going to be a hot summer though. There's talk about going to the 8th annual G-Body Classic. Last year was the 7th one. It was the first one I went to, along with some of the guys from Colorado G-Bodies. So we are planning that. We're going to fly out. Nobody's taking their cars, but we will meet up for some of the guys from Cali, G-Body Holics. Met them out there last year. They're bringing 4 cars, so they'll definitely be the farthest traveled. But let's go out there, have fun. Meet some people, talk to them, able to see more cars. I know last year somebody said, because I put the video on, I think it's 3 times speed, or I sped it up, and they wanted more clips of it, so it'd be a longer video going over more details of the cars and whatnot. Don't get off topic. This is PT Cruiser video. So these wheels will be for sale soon. Once I'm able to get it all on jack stands and get the wheels and everything off, these will be sold. I don't think too much is out of it, or too much left that is worth anything besides the wheels. It'll be converted to a Chevy bolt pattern, so 5x120 or 5x4 3/4. So yeah, but that's it. Let me know what you guys think about the power plant or the drivetrain plans, LS, Hellcat supercharger. Might need to check out my boy Crash and Burn, Bernie out in Virginia. He did the Hellcat Ute with the supercharger on the 5.7 and all that. I need to go back watch his video on the tips he has on that. I think he has a discount code to one of the shops that do stuff for Mopar, so might have to look into all that, start networking, try to find some sponsors for these builds. But yeah, let me stop talking and get to cutting. Cut you guys on. Want to have an update getting started on the Mustang 2 front suspension for this